Super Nintendo World is all peaches and daisies until you look at the cost. That is one expensive day with an over $100 Universal Studios ticket, over $40 Super Nintendo World wristband, and any sort of food, drinks, and trinkets. So here I am, a bona fide, lifelong Nintendo fan, to tell you, is it worth the trip? Good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. Today's episode powered by iced coffee protein drink. Don't usually do caffeine, but hopefully it gives me even more energy to do one of the best videos we've ever had the pleasure of doing on this channel. It's Super Nintendo World Day, and man, oh man, I have so much cool footage and photos to share with you. I'm gonna cut right to the chase. Basically, how I want to frame this is, yes, like Super Nintendo World is cool, but I want to break it down very specifically because this is an expensive trip, and I bet a lot of you want to go and want to know, like, should you fork over your vacation savings to make this happen? Okay, if you have any questions, hit me up. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Enjoy the footage, and here we go. Super Nintendo World, you only need one day. You really, truly do. That's where I'll start off. So that's the good news. Super Nintendo World at Universal Studios Hollywood is the smallest version of the park that there will be. Super Nintendo World is at Universal Studios Japan. It's going to be at Universal Studios Orlando, and it already just opened at Universal Studios Hollywood. Really awesome opportunity to get to see Nintendo in real life. And let me tell you, Nintendo in real life is about as glorious as you'd think. They did a 10 out of 10 job of recreating Mushroom Kingdom. I think that alone makes this super special. Look, I'm a big theme park person. I've been to all the new lands and all the new rides across the different parks in the United States and even some in Europe. I think that this is the best designed land I've seen. From a environment immersion standpoint, they absolutely crushed it. The feeling of walking into Bowser's Castle to board your Mario Kart cart, I mean, it's one of a kind. There's so much movement and life to this land, from thwomps blasting down and shooting out steam. You got little Goombas moving left to right. You even have Pikmin trying to steal some of Mario's coveted coins. There's question blocks everywhere. Mario and Luigi are dancing in the streets, and Princess Peach has her own stable to debut in. It's really a special moment, and I saw some people come in and just start crying because, like, you walk through the warp pipe and you're in it. The walls are super high, and they do a great job of making you feel like I'm in a microcosm of what I've played my entire life. From an immersive standpoint, this is paramount. They crushed it. Looking is fun, but you also can touch. And that's where this place kind of tries to set itself apart, with a lot of touching, a lot of feely bits. You get one of these wristbands for about 40, 45 bucks, and then you can interact. Now, as a 33-year-old, I will say that the interaction is not probably meant for people my age. It seems like the interaction is much more geared towards youth. Now, I'm young at heart, so I can still have fun with it. And the first couple times I did enjoy popping those question blocks and blasting some coins onto my wristband, which connects to the app and allows you to unlock stamps, kind of akin to Super Mario 3D World. After the first few times, though, it kind of feels like, wow, maybe this should not have been $45. You also are able to play multiple minigames around the land in Miyamoto's attempt to make this like a real-life video game. This was super important for Nintendo to make it feel like a video game, and they did like a good job. The minigames are easy, the lines are long. I don't feel great about the wristband, and I don't love that the wristband is required for much of the interaction in the land. It feels like you're sort of like damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're there, you want to interact, you want to play, you got to get the wristband. It's probably not worth the 45 bucks, but the wristband is really cool. Mario's wearing it up there, supporting his girl. The wristband is nice. The minigames are okay. They're themed well, and the best part is, if you beat 3 of the 4 minigames, you get access to Bowser Jr.'s final like boss minigame, and they won't let you in that area unless you have the 3 keys showing you beat 3 games. Now that's really cool, and that's their best way to sort of make a boss, make a video game requirement real. Again, from like an environment and immersion standpoint, they killed it. The actuality of the minigames is pretty ho-hum. Thankfully though, the ride, Mario Kart, is amazing, okay? Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge is awesome. It's really great because yes, it does heavily rely on AR and 3D and screen technology, but it also has animatronics. It also has a fully built out floor. It also has a lot of elements that make it just that much more immersive. The ride is not fast, but you feel like you're going quick because of the AR goggles. You get to wear a Mario hat, the goggles strap in. I won't spoil the entire ride. It is like a shooting game, again, trying to make everything like playing Nintendo, and I think they hit a home run with that ride. It's impressive that it feels as fast, frenetic, and fun as it is, despite it moving pretty slow. Like, they do a great job of keeping the experience Mario Kart, and once you go to Rainbow Road, like, man, you know you did it. You know you lived it. You know you were there. Lakitu narrates the thing in his non-verbal way. I mean, it's really, really, really a special ride, and I think they unlock some technology that's pretty nifty. It's impressive that it all comes together as well as it does, and you kind of don't even realize it. Like, it just works. And so you're like, oh, that was pretty, oh, wow, they did like a whole AR ride, augmented reality, and it was great, and I got to fire shells, and I got to drive a Mario Kart, and it's pretty cool. I know some people don't love the gamification of rides. We've seen it with the recent Spider-Man ride at Avengers Campus at Disney's California Adventure. Toy Story has done it with their Toy Story Midway Mania, and there's other rides that have attempted to do a similar thing. A more thrilling Mario Kart ride probably would have been my pick, but I do understand wanting to keep it in the Nintendo Play vein. Everything here had to be about playing video games because that's how you interact with Nintendo, and now it's real life, so it only makes sense to merge the two. I will say that the best part for me of all of this is knowing that there's more. At Universal Studios Japan and Universal Studios Orlando, there will be a Yoshi Dark ride that adds another thing to the land. And they're currently building out their Donkey Kong section with DK Roller Coaster. And I can confidently say that when Nintendo World, any of them, have the DK Roller Coaster, it's the best land in the world. It's the best land in the world when it has a second ride. That is sort of where it feels a bit lacking because this park in Hollywood, Universal Studios Hollywood, is known to be a very small location. It's really, really condensed. You got elevators galore, it's built into the side of a hill, and there's one attraction at Super Nintendo World. I don't know that there's plans or space to build more. Japan currently has 2, Florida will have 2, Japan is expanding to at least 3, and who knows how many more. If it had a second ride, I would say this is insane. But with one ride, mini games that are much more appealing to the kids, you're really paying for the experience of being there and seeing it more than you are doing it, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, you do have this app where you can earn stamps for, like, never missing in the Mario Kart ride, shooting the shells, or hitting 10 enemies back to back to back, or punching every question block in the land, and you can take your photo with Mario and Luigi, and they talk, and Peach is adorable, and there's great merch that was really heavily sold out. I wanted a Peach mug so bad. If anyone has a Peach mug, or is getting a Peach mug, or is going, I really, really want that Peach mug. They're not for sale on Mercari, OfferUp, eBay. They're nowhere, because they've been, I'm guessing, out of stock for a long, long time. But the merch is cool. I love the hoodie I got. I love the t-shirts I got. I love the sign. I love the superhero waistband. aka the wristbands are cool. I just like $40, $45 a lot. Luckily, there's one more piece to this puzzle, which is Toad's Cafe, and they again absolutely crushed it. This is a super huge winner in the same way that many of the very immersive food options as of late have been. The Star Wars land has great food. Avatar's Pandora has great food. Harry Potter did so awesome with their butterbeer, and Nintendo World dominates once again. I made it to the Toad Cafe, and I gotta try the Superstar Squash. It's got a bunch of poppy and boba and honey pink boots. Honey lemon soda with mango stars and assorted tropical boba. It's delicious. I give it 9.5. Just enough bubble. Wow, good popping boba. Very refreshing after a freezing day here in Hollywood. It hailed, but we got a ton of food to check out. The spaghetti's supposed to be really good. And it is. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. What kind of thing is this fire flower though? It better be like spicy.
About to find out. Well, look, fire flower. Pita, breadstick, garlic bread. Something like that. Let's try a garlic knot. Right hand eating style. That's pretty good. It's just kind of like garlic bread. I guess it's effectively what a garlic nut is. But it is like, it's good quality. Everything here is like pretty good quality. Dessert time, and the tiramisu is pretty bomb. Not bomb, but pretty bomb. There's this amazing sauce down here. I just caked the whole bit in it. I don't even know what you call this. But the sauce is so good. It's so fruity, it's so tropically. It really feels like something probably came out of a Yoshi egg. I do have a soft spot for tiramisu, and this is good. And the little question block panels are like little shortbread cookies. So like this. Question. What's the question? The question is, how is the food at Toadstool Cafe? Very impressive. A step above most theme park food, for sure. Very, very impressed. Toad, as a chef, a lot of promise. A lot of promise.
Plus, not pictured was the fact that every 15 minutes, Toad's Cafe goes Bowser mode. And Bowser's airship comes in, firing bullet bills into the kitchen, and all the Toads get real scared, as they should be. The lights dim, gets a little shaky. It's a really cool restaurant. Their menu should be changing for the holiday season, at least it did in Universal Studios Japan. In the winter, they added different options, and I just love that all the food is so themed, colored, and really made to be like Mushroom Kingdom food. It's not amalgamations of, oh, well, maybe they would have a salad. No, it's like the Yoshi eggs are in the salad. Love it. This is a land and a world and a day that takes you to another place. To me, that's kind of priceless. I think for the feeling of it, the moments you'll share with your friends, your family, your kids, your parents, your significant other, it's really, really special. I will caution you if you're expecting a more traditional theme park experience that the minigames are kind of mediocre and there's one attraction. Great attraction, awesome experience, and I would still say for me, for a Super Nintendo fan, it's very worth it. If you don't have that nostalgia tied in, I think this is a very expensive ticket, especially because Universal Studios Hollywood does not have any of the new tentpole rides that make Universal Studios Orlando really awesome. The Velociraptor roller coaster from Jurassic World is not in there. Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure is not in there. They don't even have the Gringotts Bank experience from the other side of Harry Potter World present in Orlando. You're basically paying to ride Secret Life of Pets, The Mummy, Simpsons, the Backlot Tour, and then Nintendo. And not to say that you can't have fun at those rides, I sure did, but and you do get Harry Potter like this, the first piece, Hogwarts Castle and Hogsmeade, but I will say that like it does feel that like $115 for the ticket plus $45 for the band, you're looking at, approximately $160 to spend a day there, and you will not need more than a day. That's a lot. For one person, maybe it's doable, but when you're talking about bringing like 3 or 4, well, you could buy a couple Switches. When it comes to that, I have to say that I recommend buying 2 Switches for your family over a day at Super Nintendo World, but the other Super Nintendo Worlds may sort of change the balance of the scales. If there was a Donkey Kong roller coaster here in Hollywood, I would have a much easier time, without a doubt, just saying go. It's brilliant and beautiful. I think the Orlando one that will be developed over the next couple of years, and the Japan one, when they do have their full complement of the Mario Kart AR ride, the Yoshi Dark Ride through Yoshi's Island, and the DK roller coaster, now we're talking about, holy crap, this is not only immersive and awe-inspiring and an experience for any lifelong Nintendo fan, but they got the rides to back it up. They got new technology, they got cool attractions, and there's multiple things I can do, and it appeals to all sorts of ages. Right now, it's kind of like a kid's fun land with a whole lot of nostalgia and immersion for adults. I still really loved it. I still really recommended it. But I do have to acknowledge that for some people, it will feel overpriced and under-deliver. If you're not one to be swept up in the magic, it's one ride, a pretty nifty restaurant that I had to wait a long time for. Even when I got my callback time, I had to wait an hour for. Everything is packed. The land is very crowded. The mini games, if you're gonna wait for them, take a long time. I mean, they're themed well. Like one's like underground. Like you get to walk in all these nooks and crannies, and I encourage you to explore. If you're gonna go, take full advantage of the staircases, the little nooks and crannies. Like there's extra places you can go that seem off the beaten path and maybe not like obvious, but go explore around and treat it like you're in this level, trying to find different things. The wristbands will allow you to experience more. I don't feel that they're necessary, but at the same time, they kind of are because there's only one attraction. The bottom line here is Super Nintendo World is a masterpiece creation that needs one more ride, and unfortunately at Universal Studios Hollywood, I don't think it's getting it. That means that the Universal Studios Orlando and Universal Studios Japan iterations of Super Nintendo World are going to be 10 out of 10 experiences, and Hollywood will probably stay about an 8. Miyamoto and team did crush this. I loved it. I'm blessed that I was able to go, and I still want that Peach mug. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or concerns, or you want to kind of explain your situation, is it worth it? Feel free to message me. The ride, I think, should be doable for just about anyone. There's no drops or anything like that. The land is marvelous, and there's a great amount of photo opportunities. So if you're into that whole sort of thing, you're going to have your hands full. Meeting Mario and Luigi and Peach, pretty sick. No Toad. Toad at Japan, not here. But he is sort of in the cafe. Anyhow, love y'all a lot. It was a fantastic day, and really just like a miraculous moment to be Kid Zach getting my NES at 4 years old from my uncle. Kid Zach obsessing over the release of the Game Boy Advance, going to the Cube Club. Kid Zach playing the Wii and getting my dad to take us on launch morning to go grab it. Kid Zach loving Nintendo, growing up to being SwitchForce Zach, and then getting to go to Nintendo World shortly before the Mario movie. Like, I don't know that you could write a better script. I don't know that there's a better story, but I'm telling you, I feel so darn lucky. And that alone made this magical. So until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.